Breaking NBA again. I don't know what he talking about. He talking about the Golden State Warriors being one of the best teams again, bro. So it
Over
never
the last
ends.
decade, three-pointers have taken over the NBA. The shot transformed from a gimmick so underutilized that the league had to move the three-point line closer to the hoop just to incentivize teams to take more, to a shot that now determines the outcome of many games. But after an entire era of seemingly exponential growth, recently...
It is crazy, bro, how, like, as soon as Steph Curry got on the map, bro, everyone just follow. I mean, it worked, so that's why they follow.
The barrage of
That's crazy.
three-pointers appeared to stabilize. In fact, the league had become so saturated with threes that the scales had flipped and two-pointers became slightly more valuable than three-pointers. Just like anything else,
Really?
something that was good and effective, but
This nigga be doing research, bro. He be saying some shit.
only up to a certain point, and that point had been reached. The shot was pushed to its fullest extent, and the three-point revolution had met its inevitable conclusion.
And the one that be shooting hella threes now.
Teams across the NBA are shooting more threes than ever before. Some teams with the majority of all of their shots being taken from beyond the arc. A new generation of stars more trigger happy from three.
Bro, seeing a 7-footer with 50 points, 8 3-pointers is crazy, bro. That don't even sound
Is
real.
the NBA on a path to being a league featuring exclusively long balls, layups, and nothing else? Well, in 2015,
That's how I play 2K. Dunks and threes, nothing else.
Steph Curry attempted 8 three-pointers per game, the highest total in the league that season, and just the 5th player in NBA history to attempt at least 8 threes a game. By the next season, 3 other players joined him as ultra-high-volume three-point shooters.
Who
But
is
by
that? That's
2020, the number
James
of players
Harden,
across the league
Damian
attempting
Lillard,
at
and Clay.
least 8 threes a game jumped to 15. The
I can't
three-point
tell them these
revolution
players,
was
bro.
long
Zoom
in
in, bro.
effect by this point, and it would
Oh,
remain
yeah,
at this
bro.
level for the next few seasons. The league seemingly
Damn.
finding its equilibrium on threes and how many are even worth taking. Until this season, where there are 24 players in the NBA who are attempting what was once considered...
The thing about it is, it's like it's a lot of people shooting them. You would think half of them would be trash, bro. Every person on that list is probably somewhat consistent, or their team wouldn't let them keep shooting.
a historic amount of threes just a decade ago.
Boston
Something is
Celtics probably got
changing
like
in the NBA
5 of
right
those
now.
people.
Are we nearing the end of the
Yeah,
three-point
you
era,
see it.
or are we just getting started?
Derek White, Jason Tatum.
In 2016, the Golden State Warriors completely redefined how basketball is played. For the first time,
bro.
a team that centered their offense around the three ball proved that it can be a championship-winning strategy. And they weren't just a three-point-oriented team, they were the three-point team. They bucked age-old notions of what great basketball could look like. Their star duo, named...
Bro, it's funny how the greatest three-point shoot, like one of the greatest teams with three-point shooters on it, featured one of the best mid-range shooters of all time on it too.
After their shooting abilities, the most influential team of our generation. That season, the Warriors shot 31.6 three-pointers per game. The second most of any team in league history, and by far the most of any true championship caliber team. This season, every single team in the NBA attempts more threes a game than the 2016 Warriors did. Their influence...
Warriors still up there. Good God, Boston. Bro, Boston shoots 50 three-pointers a game, bro. A team only shoot like 100 shots.
Shooting more threes than ever before. They are approaching the point where the majority of all shots taken in a game are three-pointers. Here's a game between the Hornets and the Celtics. And with 10:36 left in the third quarter, Jason Tatum attempts a three. The Hornets come back and attempt a three as well. Celtics turn it over, Hornets attempt a three. Celtics come down and attempt another three. Hornets come down and attempt a three, followed by a Celtics three, followed by a Hornets three, followed by another three.
Though.
Celtics switch it up for a moment.
Celtics ain't hitting.
Right back to a Hornets three, turnover, Hornets three, Celtics three, Hornets three, Celtics three. This was a real sequence in a NBA game. This actually happened. A 4-minute stretch.
Bro, that's wild. I'm not gonna lie.
Nearly 14 consecutive three-point attempts.
Well, it's like they're good three-point shooters, so you can't even be mad at them shooting the threes.
Even out of the ordinary this season. Here's another sequence between the Celtics and the Knicks. Now, this was already...
Hey, Al Horford, he's so ugly.
What you're gonna get in these situations.
Bro, like, he looks so fried.
Followed up with a turnover, another three ball, and another three ball, and another three ball, another turnover.
It was trying to break the record, bro. Get off their meat.
Oh look, there's a layup. And then back to another 3-ball, and a turnover, and a 3-ball, and take a wild guess, a 3-ball. 3 straight minutes
God,
of
he just
3-pointers,
airball. Look like
8
flight.
from the Celtics alone, and they missed all 8. But even this was nothing compared to what happened in a game between the Hornets and the Hawks. With a minute and 45 seconds
This is
left in
all
the
in
first
1
quarter,
year
the
too.
Hornets made a mid-range jump shot. What's so special about this mid-range bucket? Well, nothing, other than the fact that this would be the last shot they would make outside of layups and 3-pointers for the rest of the entire game. For the next 37 minutes of game time, outside of free throw.
They ain't even shooting mid ranges too. These is like these is close shots. Like in this area, I mean, this is like a mid range, but these is like floater layup type shots. They ain't even 3-pointers.
Every
That's
single
wild,
point the
bro.
Hornets scored
I mean,
until
those ain't
the
even
end
mid
of the
ranges.
game was from right here or out here. In fact, throughout this entire game, the Hornets scored 120 points. Only 4 of them came from a shot that wasn't a 3-pointer, a layup, or a free throw. Has the complex, rich, and diverse game that we love truly been reduced to this? It certainly feels that way at times. Through 100 games so far this season, a whopping 42% of all field goal attempts have been from beyond the 3-point line, a total that has nearly doubled since 2012.
Question is though, like, would you rather risk shooting mid ranges and missing them when the other team is just chucking up threes and they bound to hit some of them? A team that shoot 53-pointers, they rarely lose because they make at least, I say, like 15, 20 of them, and that's a lot of points, bro. And if you steady shooting mid ranges and layups, that's why teams always. That's why the Nuggets always come back on the Lakers, because the Lakers didn't shoot a lot of threes and the Nuggets did. It's like you got to pick your poison, bro.
Sometimes it feels like we're watching one big 3-point contest, because at times we are. In fact, at the current rate the league is going, which may or may not continue, half of all shots taken in an NBA game will be 3-pointers by the 2032 season. But
That's
it's not
wild.
just that teams are attempting more
I wonder what the league
3-pointers.
gonna be like,
Teams
man.
have regressed to taking only the best, most efficient shots on the court. 3-pointers, layups when they're available, and hardly anything in between. Excluding free throws, 86% of all points scored from NBA teams this season have been from beyond the 3-point line or within 6 feet of the basket.
That's
20
crazy. It's
years ago,
more from the
only
3-point line than
65% of all
layups.
points were
That's
scored from
wild.
these zones. Now, this upward trend of near and far and nothing in between may not continue. Over the past few seasons, there has been some stagnation in 3-point attempt rate, so there may be a shift in the other direction in the
I
coming
don't I don't
years.
think it's
But the
gonna go all the
NBA
way
tends to
because
follow the
I
leader.
know
What are the
like there's gonna
winning
be
teams
players
doing,
that's so
and how
good
can
like
we
Giannis
adapt,
that
emulate,
show
and
you like
optimize that style of play?
taking your
And
twos
right
and
now,
stuff is
as
more
much as we
efficient.
can't
But
stand it, winning basketball looks a lot like a 3-point shootout.
I don't think it's
Before the
gonna be
beginning of
like
this
get to
season,
it. It may
Celtics
get to
head
like
coach Joe
50, but I think
Mazzulla
that's
said
where
the
it
team
caps
planned
out
on
at.
shooting a lot more threes this year. They did the math, and it checked out. We need more threes. But outside of Harden's Rockets, last year's Celtics attempted more 3-pointers than any other team in NBA history. It was a recipe that was
42
so good,
3-point
it helped them win a
attempts.
championship. How many more threes could they possibly shoot?
I was
51.
so salty when
This
they
year's
hit.
Celtics are shooting 51 3-pointers per game.
Oh my
That is
god.
56%.
These two numbers, see them shooting 51 is like wow. But then like you look at the people under them, Brooklyn Nets 40, Warriors 41, Bulls 42. Buku teams, them are shooting 42. That is crazy, bro.
Of all of their field goals.
18, yo. Yo.
Arguably the best team in the league, coming off of a championship, is shooting 6 more 3-pointers per game than any other team in league history. But are 3-pointers and the sheer volume of them really a recipe for winning basketball? Is this truly the future of the
Don't
game and
connect.
what teams will need to do to compete? Well, so far this season, teams that win the 3-point battle, when they score more net points from 3-pointers than their opponent, have won 72% of the time. And this one metric has been more indicative to winning than just about any other.
Clippers
Last
haven't
season,
won a
there was an
3-point battle yet.
85.6%
You know, that's my
correlation
favorite
between
team, man.
3-point percentage and winning percentage, the strongest correlation between the two variables in NBA history. Make more three-pointers, greatly increase your odds of winning the game. But that's pretty obvious. Of course, making more threes will better your odds.
Oh my
We have
God.
seen massive
Bro,
underdogs
Tatum
win
game
games
is
by
so
pouring in
smooth, but
three-pointers
I
and
just
hitting
don't
more than they
like Tatum,
probably
bro.
should have.
I don't
Will
like it,
teams
bro.
eventually reach the threshold of
I don't like the way
three-pointers that are
Tatum
worth taking in
walk.
a game? Or
I don't like the way Tatum walks. I don't like the way he talks. I don't like the way he acts. I don't like the way he look. I don't like the way his hair is. Y'all don't like nothing about Tatum, but his game is smooth. He's just so corny, bro. He gonna be one of the faces of the league in a couple years. A lot of people like Tatum.
is the shot just so valuable that we will inevitably see a league that finds no value in taking any shot outside of the long ball? There must be a sweet spot between shooting exclusively threes and no threes, where we will eventually see the limit of good, viable
Tyrese
three-pointers.
Halliburton
Oddly
trash,
enough,
bro.
the league may have already met that limit. As previously mentioned, three-pointers used to yield more points per shot than two-pointers for many years. Teams eventually figured this out and they capitalized on it. But this inadvertently led to two-pointers becoming more valuable. As teams focused their defensive efforts on stopping the three ball, they got spread thin, the rim opened wide up, offenses got rid of long mid-range jumpers, and for the first time in over 3 decades, two-pointers produced just as many points per shot as three-pointers. How do we know if or when teams are shooting too many threes? Well, intuitively, it would be at the point where three-pointers lose their statistical advantage over twos, which has already happened. The problem of too many threes has already statistically corrected itself. But despite this, the Celtics and many other teams are committed to shooting more threes than they
Bro,
previously did. They are aware of the data.
the Celtics roster is crazy, bro. Like, bro, they got Peyton Pritchard starting. He could be a starting point guard, shooting guard in the league. Kristaps Porzingis, all star. Jordan Walsh, I don't think he could be a starter. Drew Holiday, starting point guard for sure. Last year, arguably an all star. J.D. Davison, don't know him. This thing right here, starting center, bro. He's a dog. Jason Tatum, superstar. Derek White, all star. Al Horford, star. Sam Hauser, starter on a good team, on a decent team. Luke Cornett, starter on a decent team. Like on the Warriors, Luke Cornett starting. Sam Hauser might be starting on the Warriors. Jaylen Brown, superstar. Xavier Tillerman, maybe a starter, bro. They got such a good team, bro. Shit's wow, bro. That's why they shooting so much threes. Only person that can't shoot is the two seven
And they
footers.
still decided that
One,
upping their
actually, they got three
three-point
seven
rate
footers.
is the
Two of them
answer.
can't shoot. The other
Steve
one
Kerr
can
has
shoot
said that it would
like
be
the
hard
best
for the
center in the
Warriors to
league.
compete without shooting a high volume of threes. Mike Budenholzer said he thinks the sport is in a good place and that threes create more space to be more athletic and dynamic going to the basket. Devin Booker,
That's
a player
somewhat
who
true.
utilizes and values the mid-range game as much as any player in the league, said the volume should be up. Attempting the three-point shot, not even making it, stretches out the defense and opens up better looks throughout the game. Teams know that the two-pointers today aren't as valuable as they are in spite of threes. Two-pointers today have become so valuable because of threes. As Devin Booker stated, even when they aren't
Bro,
going,
I
the
love Larry
spacing and
Marketing
ball
though.
movement that
I want him to
three-pointers
go to a
provides to teams
championship contending
creates an
team or just like a
incredible
playoff
advantage
team. Oh
compared
my
to any other
gosh.
shot. In fact, it's no
That's tough too.
coincidence that
Shed
points
don't
per
get enough
shot on
attention.
two-pointers began to
He do, but
climb
he don't.
rapidly at the same exact time as the three-point revolution. When you force teams to guard the three, you also force them to give up the two. This whole time, we've been watching these games thinking teams are shooting way too many threes. And all along, they weren't just shooting threes because they're worth more points. They've been shooting more
He
threes
made
to
that?
create more points in other areas. Worth more points, they've been
A
shooting more
glitch.
threes to create more
Damn,
points
don't Kelly
in
Oubre
other
little.
areas. The direct benefits
That
of
was about to
volume
be
three-pointers
yo.
actually plateaued quite a while ago. Teams aren't yielding more points per shot on threes today than they did a
Funny.
decade ago. But the indirect benefits of volume threes continues to grow the more teams make
Hey,
and
bro,
take them,
Brandon
which
Miller,
means, in
bro.
theory, the
He don't get
number of
enough
threes
attention
we're
either.
seeing teams take could continue to climb, despite the fact that they are
It's
already
not
at
gonna
the
go that
peak
high.
of their direct statistical advantage.
It's not
But
gonna go that high.
just how much further could this go? Well, this is where things get really interesting. If we ignore the caliber of teams and the efficiency of their shooting and just look purely at volume, then through over 150 games so far this season, teams have found by far the most success when they shoot somewhere between 46 and 52% of all of their shots from beyond the arc. This season, when teams put up a three-point attempt rate between 46 and 52%, they have won over
That's one thing that be having
70% of the
Flight
time. Meanwhile,
mad,
teams that
bro.
shoot at a
Like when
rate
that happens
outside
to
of this
Flight, bro, he be
hypothetical sweet
salty,
spot
bro.
have won just 48% of the time, which means despite as many three-pointers teams are shooting, statistically, they may still not be shooting enough. And it may only be a matter of time before teams use this information and
Games where
slowly
they
creep
shoot
towards this rate of
54 to
50% of
55% of
all
their
their
shots on the
shots,
3-point line. That
consisting
is
of
mad, bro.
three-pointers.
That's
Last
crazy.
week, Nick Wright had
Who's
a great
that? Oh,
monologue discussing the advantages of volume three-point shooting and how teams who can design an effective offense
Chetty
built
Chet.
around them have an incredible statistical advantage.
The league needs to change some rules. They have finally figured out it's not only that 3 is worth more than 2, it's that 3 is worth a lot more than 2. Because there is a 50% premium on three-point shots, the smart way to play is probably what the Celtics did on opening night. Shoot 60 of them things. That is
63 pointers sounds fake, bro.
Terrible television. And I love the league. I love it. But this is not sustainable. At its core, the NBA is...
Nobody wants to watch it. I'll be the one to say it, bro. My favorite team was the Lob City Clippers. If y'all know me, y'all know I love the Clippers, and that's why I'm still a fan of them now, even though they don't play like that no more. But like, people like seeing dribbling, dunking, slashing, all types of fun stuff like Ja. But like, everybody chucking up threes. And one of the most athletic players in the league, and he lead the league in 3-point attempts, and I think 3-pointers made, and it's crazy. But like, it's what wins basketball, and it's like what the meta is going against what people want to watch, and it's like that with games too. That's why people stop playing games, because the meta to winning the games isn't how people want to play the games. So nobody want to play the games. It's the same with the NBA. Nobody want to watch it because the meta is not what they want to watch. There's a couple people that like that, but I liked it when it was one team that was known for it.
At its best when dudes are flying over people, meeting them at the rim. Hanging out at the three-point line, hoisting 30-footers is not good TV. And you are going down a path where the games are less compelling television and the fans are worried, do the players even care? It's just a warning to a league I love. You are playing a dangerous, dangerous game.
If what the Warriors did in the mid-2000s
Kendrick Perkins.
broke the game of basketball, then teams today are eviscerating it. They have essentially cracked the code. Decades of experimenting with different schemes and offensive designs and player personnel through trial and error has led teams to the correct answer. Nothing beats a bunch of good looks at three. It may not be pretty. It may lack the nuance and diversity that we used to see in the league, but it has been proven to be the most effective method of winning basketball games. How much further can this possibly go? Well, fortunately, there seems to be an upper
He really be falling for that. Like he actually needs to
become diminished.
Oh my
that
gosh.
limit is probably about 50%. Unfortunately for us, the NBA is still nowhere near that limit.
We gonna see, bro. Y'all think they gonna stop shooting so many threes, bro? Let me know in the comments. I don't know, bro.